Before, I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is December 26, 2020, and y'all, let's get ready for some top 10 that we're going to put some puzzle pieces together on. So, article number 1, big media selling the narrative and crushing dissent for fun and profit. The profit-maximizing big tech, big media, totalitarian regime hasn't just strangled free speech and civil liberties, it's also strangled democracy. The U.S. has entered an extremely dangerous time, and the danger has nothing to do with the virus. Indeed, the danger long preceded the pandemic, which has served to highlight how far down the road to ruin we have come. The danger we are ill-prepared to deal with is the consolidation of the private sector media and its unification of content into one approved narrative, which is for sale to the highest bidders. This is the perfection of for-profit totalitarianism in which dissent is crushed, dissenters punished, and billions of dollars are reaped in managing the data and content flow of the one approved narrative. A police state, communism, where they control everything. So now with that in mind, how they want to control everything and silence the voices of the dissenters, let's get into the rest of the articles today. So article number 2 is from December 23rd. Socialist calls into the Hannity radio show and says the quiet part out loud. We don't want to unite with you. We want to destroy every last one of you. So they're framing it as the left saying they won't accept the right, but it's really the globalists won't accept the nationalist anymore. Let's look at this. See, a socialist called into Sean Hannity's radio show this week and said the quiet part out loud. The socialist caller, David, told Hannity's guest host, Rose Unplugged, that conservatives will never win another election again because the left has the machines and has the courts. But he said he's a socialist. It's not left against right, it's socialist, globalist versus nationalism. We don't want to unite with you. We want to destroy every last one of you, the caller said. When Rose asked what his endgame was, the caller said a massive global reset that people can't even imagine now. They have no idea what's coming for them. So the globalists have a plan, and they're saying we can't even imagine what they're about to impose on us. Now, I've covered this before, the Atlas of Surveillance. I've covered this map that shows how surveilled the United States of America is. And I'm going to show it again. I was asked to show it again because of the Tennessee situation. Y'all have to stay till the end of this video to see all of this coming together, all right? So, this is with no surveillance on it. You click on this body-worn cameras. There's 1,647. Automated license plate readers, 767. Neighborhood ring partnerships where your local police are using your cameras against you, 1424. I guess that's cities. Camera registry, facial recognition, gunshot detection, cell site simulators where they intercept your cell phone calls, predictive policing, video analysis, fusion centers. Okay, look at the fusion centers. Tennessee is covered up. Real-time crime center is going to be orange. Tennessee is covered in surveillance. Covered in surveillance. But yet we saw what just happened in front of the AT&T NSA building, right? Well, let's look at some stuff. So this was from December 24th, the day before the incident. This is from thehill.com. Tennessee is now ground zero for the surge in COVID-19 cases. Ground zero. Don't that make you think of New York City, ground zero? The most surveilled state in the United States, and they call it ground zero the day before the thing happened. And now let's go to the next article. So this article is from December 23rd, 2 days before the incident at ground zero. This is really going to blow up. Giuliani predicts election challenge triumph after Christmas. And funny, 2 days before this thing happened, he's going to use the word blow up. And the next day they're referring to Tennessee as ground zero. Ground zero. And then watch this. I'm going to call this article number 4, but then we're going to go back into the ground zero stuff. Mobile home frenzy. RV shipments soar 43% in December. America's RV craze continues. And what did they use in Tennessee, the most surveilled state in the United States that's being called ground zero? Rudy triggers the word blow up. What is used in the number one surveilled state in America? An RV. And then this is from December 22nd. 3 days before the incident, there's a report that Americans are going crazy buying RVs. And I told y'all the RV industry was going to be regulated and people weren't going to have cheap places to live anymore. Then that way they can force you into government housing or FEMA camps if you're homeless. According to the RV Industry Association survey of North American manufacturers, all towable RV shipments soared 46.3% in November to 38,485 from 26,297 a year earlier. All motorhome shipments rose 20.3% last month to 4,028 from 3,347, and total RV shipments grew 43.4% in November to 42,513 from 29,644. As Americans can no longer afford to buy stationary homes, they are increasingly moving to mobile variants, or perhaps they just want to be able to scatter at a moment's notice. Okay? So here it is, with Tennessee being called ground zero. Okay? Giuliani saying that things after Christmas were going to blow up. The most surveilled state in America uses an RV. So this is from today. Communications are still down. RV explosion in Nashville. Communications still down. Okay? While mobile home shipments were soaring this year, people either wanting to get out or for affordable housing. They put that image in our mind of the RV in front of it that did all this devastation. But y'all, notice how yellow the video footage of this is, but all of the other videos look good. Okay, so let's go on. And then I did a video on this, the laughing, smiling mayor of Nashville. Laughing and smiling with that duper's delight where downtown got blown up, and he's laughing about it. I'm telling y'all, RVs are about to be limited. Because see, RVs give you the liberty to move and travel and move about. So they got to get ahead of this and stop people from being able to move freely about. They want to shut down everything. So now they have to put in the news that people are using RVs for nefarious reasons, and now we've got to regulate it because too many people were buying them. Okay? Very, very convenient, isn't it? Okay, let's go to article number 5. Okay, this article is from yesterday from Business Insider. Workers at lab that processes 50,000 COVID tests a day have been hit by their own COVID-19 outbreak. Now, why does this matter? Let's read it again, and y'all put on your thinking caps and tell me why y'all think this matters. Workers at a lab that processes 50,000 coronavirus tests a day have been hit by their own COVID outbreak. So, first of all, aren't the people that work in a lab that are testing these tests, wouldn't you suspect that they would be covered, we see them with all these hazmat suits on? Wouldn't they have on protective measures to keep them from getting the virus? Okay. Then the second thing is that they're processing 50,000 tests per day. How many people work there? Because if it's 100 people that work there, then what would that be? Like they'd have to process 500 tests each? Britain's busiest coronavirus testing lab has been hit by the virus outbreak of its own. A number of workers at Lighthouse Laboratory in Milton Keynes have contracted the virus in recent days amid a push to process more tests. So they've been told they need to process more, but now they're coming down with it. Workers at the lab told Sky that during the push, corners were being cut on COVID-safe workplace protocols. I'm hearing a setup happening, and I'm smelling a rat. The government confirmed. Okay, y'all, the government confirmed. Selling the narrative. Selling the narrative. The government confirmed. Let's keep going. Sky reports that a number of workers at the Milton Keynes Lighthouse Laboratory, which has reportedly been asked to process 70,000 tests per day, have contracted the virus in recent days. Staff on 3 of the 4 scientific teams at the lab, as well as administrative and warehouse staff, have been affected. Do y'all smell more propaganda? Okay, because they supposedly have all the good shields, all the good masks, all the hazmat suits, and now all of a sudden it's broken out there. I'm smelling BS. Article number 6 from The Hill from December 22nd, 2020. Growing numbers of lawmakers decline early access to the COVID virus vax. And look at some of them who are declining. Omar is declining. A small but growing number of lawmakers are declining early access to the virus vax that's being offered to them under the continuity of government policies. A handful of lawmakers in both parties, including Reps Brian Mast, a Republican of Florida, Omar, a Democrat of Minnesota, Tulsa Gabbard of Hawaii, a Democrat, Jefferson Van Drew, a Republican of New Jersey, and Senator Rand Paul, a Republican of Kentucky, and incoming Representative-elect Nancy Mace, a Republican from South Carolina, all made a point of announcing that they would refuse a vaccine before all frontline healthcare workers and seniors get inoculated. So, Miss Liberal Omar, they're all saying, well, we're going to decline. Let the other people take it first. Because they all want to see what's going to happen. They want to see, y'all, they make cars that get recalled because of faulty seat belts or faulty brakes or faulty this or that. Now, that's a vehicle that can be recalled and adjustments can be made. Once a vaccine maker puts their poison in your body, how are you going to do a recall if something goes amiss with it? All right? So these people, these lawmakers are like, nah, we're going to sit back and we're going to make sure there's not going to be no kind of problems with it. So what should you do if they're doing this? This is article number 7. Hospital workers turn down the virus vax. There's too much distrust. Less than a week after we reported on widespread resistance among healthcare workers in one Chicago hospital, Becker's Hospital Review, Aaliyah Ellison reports that the virus of vaccine mistrust is spreading. And remember, we just read yesterday that a guide is being released on how to talk to your anti-vaxxers, anti-mask relatives. Many employees at Howard University Hospital in D.C. have reservations about taking the virus vax, and CEO Anita Jenkins is trying to get workers to follow her lead by getting vaxxed, according to CNN. The hospital, a major healthcare provider for the black community, and remember I did a video yesterday, black pastors are saying to the black people, don't take it, you'll be guinea pigs. Okay? So, lawmakers are not wanting to take it. Hospital workers are leery of it. They're making propaganda to try to strong-arm them to get it. And let's go to article number 8. Boston doctor has severe allergic reaction to the Moderna COVID vaccine, New York Times. Okay, so we heard about the nurse in Tennessee that passed out. Now we don't know if she's alive. Then we heard about the 3 Alaskan healthcare workers that had adverse reactions. Now a Boston doctor has severe allergic reaction to Moderna's vax. And you wonder why healthcare workers and lawmakers are saying, no, we're going to wait. A doctor in Boston with a shellfish allergy developed a severe allergic reaction. Just like the nurse had an allergies and medical condition that she did not know would affect her, he had a shellfish reaction that caused him to have a reaction to this. How many people in the general population might have allergies that could cause them to have an allergic reaction or die from it? This is just too much to be shooting people in their body, the only body they will ever get, with unproven chemicals and poisons. This is from December 23rd from CNBC. Nearly 4 in 10 Americans do not want to take the virus vaccine. HSS is planning to spend $250 million to convince you that it is safe. Why are they doing this? Because they've got a lot of investors in the pharmaceutical companies and in the development of this, and they want to make sure they're going to recoup their money. So they're willing to invest marketing money in convincing you to go on and do it. I'm not doing it. And this is article number 10 from December 22nd from NBC News. COVID-19 vaccination tracker across the U.S. NBC News is tracking administered doses in each state by surveying health departments and examining daily reports. No, they're not examining nothing. The propaganda and the government is sending them the information. But let's look at the map. So this map tells you how many people in each state has been vaccinated. I thought maybe y'all would like to see that. Look up your state and see how many people have gotten it. And remember that the government is about to spend $250 million more to convince you to get it. 4 out of 10 don't want it. Doctors having allergic reactions. Lawmakers and healthcare workers saying they want to wait and not get it. Ground zero is in Tennessee. RV sales go through the roof. An RV is used to blow something up that 2 days after Rudy Giuliani says after Christmas things are going to blow up. And a socialist caller calls into the Hannity show saying that we have no idea to the oppression that's about to come on us, while the government will control all of the narrative and squash the dissenters. Y'all leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.